wrists and ankles together to keep them still. Next, he wrapped the ground sheet around the boy until he looked like a giant moth pooper, then taped it shut. He washed his hands, pulled off his bloody clothes, and threw them into the washing machine, along with the towels and lots of soap powder. He turned it on at the highest temperature. It was 10:30. Climbing over the body, he went into his bedroom and got changed before going outside to reverse the car up as close as it would go to the back door. He turned off the engine and stood beside it for several minutes, straining to listen. The two homes on either side of him were in darkness. Not everyone stayed here in winter. Of the 26 properties on the private road, more than half were holiday homes. The wooden bungalows faced one another in an arc around a large communal green, their private gardens stretching out to the rear. At the edge of the green, the land fell away, sometimes literally, over a small sandy cliff to the beach below. The man could hear the wind whipping through the marram grass that clung to the margins, and the sea hammering against the curve of the concrete sea defences that rose, canoe-like, between the beach and the ever-eroding 20-foot bank. He was tempted to drag the pooper over the green and throw it out into the water, but his knowledge of the sea wasn't great. The body might wash down the coast or back on shore. Besides, it was too far to throw something that heavy. He couldn't take the risk. Satisfied that he couldn't hear anyone, he dragged the body outside and folded it onto the back seat of his small car. The young man was tall. Though still a teenager, there was a lot of him to maneuver. He fetched a couple of old blankets and covered up the bundle, hoping the late hour would be his best protection. The man got into the car and restarted the engine, pausing to wipe a hand across his sweaty forehead. With a jerky start, he turned the vehicle and headed for the road. Chapter 1. It was a cold, overcast evening. Sara opened the French windows onto the small balcony of her third-floor flat to let in some air. The clock in the Norwich City Hall chimed 6. Over the road, she could hear her boyfriend, Chris, locking up his coffee shop and setting the alarm. She watched him as he crossed the road to the flats where they both lived, Chris on the second floor, Sara on the top story. She waited for his footsteps on the stairs and went down to greet him with a kiss. "How was your day?" he asked. "Routine. Yours?" "Busy. Very busy. Thank goodness." Sara looked at the dark circles under his eyes, knowing how hard he was working to make the best of his business while customers were plentiful. "If you come upstairs, I'll cook for us." "I've got a rehearsal." "Skip it for once." "I agreed to do it. I can't let them down. And I'm due there at 7. "It's not like you get paid or anything," Sara argued. "I know. People consider it an honor to get into one of their productions. I might not get cast again if I mess them about." "See you tomorrow then?" "Absolutely." He leaned forward and kissed her. Sara waited until he went into his flat and went back upstairs to her own. She knew Chris was proud of being cast in the Madam Market Theatre's version of Romeo and Juliet and was looking forward to seeing him in it. She was just surprised at how much of his free time it seemed to be taking up. It made her feel that their relationship came out a poor second compared to playing at being an actor. She was feeling lazy, so she rummaged among the ready meals in her freezer for something to eat. Waiting for the microwave bell, she curled up on her sofa and opened the latest letter from her solicitor. "Dear Miss Hirst, thank you for your patience on the matter of probate regarding your late father's will. Please be assured that we have been doing our best to expedite matters. I am pleased to say that probate has been granted. You may now have access to the cottage. As you are aware, the contents are left to you as part of the estate." Sara's father, an East Ender born and bred, had been absent for most of her life. The pressure on his relationship with her mother, Jamaican-born Tegan, had proved too much.